dollars to get in. If we look at the mayor of New York, his
Right.
last election,
But
million.
can I just say one
Go
thing
ahead.
with respect to Tom's comment? I don't think we've had all of our politicians in Plainfield to be self-serving and not care about the people. I was appointed to my position at PNUA by Al McWilliams, who I think a great deal of.
Yes.
And I think he did a lot for Plainfield. And I think there are other mayors in Plainfield who serve not looking to be important, not looking to really do anything but be of service to the people. I mean, we had people in this city, I think, who are intelligent enough to vote for somebody who is independent thinking. I don't think that, I mean, otherwise, why are the three of us sitting here if we don't believe that? If you don't believe that the people in this city are intelligent enough to make those kind of distinctions, then we're wasting our time. And I don't think we are wasting our time. I think that there is a feeling in the city right now of we need to make some really hard decisions about what kind of leadership we want for this city.
Okay.
But let me clarify on your words there. You're saying, you're putting the onus on people and saying that they can't figure that out, and that's the exact opposite of what I said. I said that, yes, somebody can get elected without spending a lot of money and without having political goals and aspirations, which is the question
Would you have to be like a Robin Hood today? Because, with all the instruments out there today,
well, we're sitting in a radio station
Yes.
that's supported and run and is there for the benefit of people of religion, right?
Sure.
And some would even say that these values are long gone, but I mean, no one gives up on this, because deep inside everybody's heart, they really want something good and they really want something honest about it, whether it's religion or just plain old honesty in life or good quality politicians. And I think people can make up their minds to do that. So it's not to say that the politician makes a difference, it's whether people can do that. And I believe they can, and that's why I'm hoping that this year that they look beyond all the fluff and all the signs and all the money and actually look for quality and qualifications in people.
well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to come back, and when we come back, I'm going to go to Jim and just give me a few comments of what you think Sharon Robinson Briggs could have done different to make Plainfield a better place. We're going to commercial at this time.
The homeless rate for veterans is multiple times higher than it is for non-veterans. The government is going to do its role, and
So
we've
how long
got
have
to
you
make
been playing
sure
with
our
this?
communities and churches
Since
do their
Red Wood
role as
Bye-Bye?
well. We at Focus on Caring
No,
agree
since
with the
2000. I've been here
president,
since
and as a
2005.
community-based organization, we are doing
Yeah,
our
that's
part.
all.
Focus
This
on
show
Caring
here
is a
has been,
nonprofit organization that provides suitable and secure
2000. This show
housing, in
here,
addition
Time
to
Talker,
quality
is
care
2 years
living
old.
for
Oh,
disabled
okay.
homeless
Because they used to do
According
Know
to
Your
the United
Community.
States Veterans
No,
Affairs,
that
one
was
out of 4 homeless men have served
someone
our
else.
country in
That
the
was
military.
actually
An estimated 500,000 vets are
one of the
homeless
old
at some time in the year. Because of
Reverend
one
mayors.
woman's
What was it?
desire
Rick
to
Taylor.
assist,
Rick Taylor,
Revzech
yeah,
COWHN,
right.
along with the support of her husband, has been providing services to the
He's in
disabled and
a
homeless
struggle
veterans
right
for
now,
more than
health
25
struggle.
years
Yeah.
in Scotch
for
Plains,
him.
New Jersey.
Okay,
At
well,
Focus on Caring, we are
Okay.
committed to fostering a quality care
I'm
living
trying to get his
environment
wife
that
up.
allows
Yeah,
disabled and
she's a
homeless
very
veterans
wonderful.
the opportunity to be
Yeah.
part
Very
of a
spiritual
social
person.
support
Yes.
network while becoming a part of an extended family. This is Grace Jones of Focus on Caring, and we welcome your support and donations. Please contact us at www.focusoncaring.org. Thank you.
Okay, well, we're back, and I had the honor last night of being with Focus on Caring. There, a group of people out of Scotch Plains that take in homeless veterans, and they administrate medicine and things of that nature. Give them, actually, this woman, Euler, is giving them her house to live in, and give them a real home setting. And talking to her son, she was saying that sometimes the Veteran Society refer them so the veterans can have a place to go. So pray for them, and if you have anything you can donate to Focus on Caring, make sure that you get in contact with him. Okay, we're going to go to Jim. The question was, what do you think that this has been 4 years with Sharon Robinson Briggs, the first a woman mayor of Plainfield, which we, very supportive and happy of that right there. What do you think she could have done different?
Well, I have a number of concerns. I mentioned a few of them earlier. Another one is and Carol Ann mentioned this also, we need more downtown development. We need more ratables. And I think although we do have the condominium building and senior citizens center
Sure.
on East Front, that's only one building. so far in her administration. I'd like to accelerate this if I could. One place to start is I read in the paper about a potential NJIT Rutgers University commission a plan from them for rational development of downtown,
Yeah.
particularly along the New Jersey Transit tracks.
Tom, you were in some of those meetings with me years ago, right?
Yeah, on the Western Revitalization before it became power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had long
Quite a
meetings.
few of those a while ago.
And good water that we had also, they fed us too, you know.
Okay.
But I never knew whatever happened with that.
Okay, I'm also concerned, like everybody else, about Muhlenberg Hospital, and very disappointed to see that the mayor hasn't been able to do anything to bring back some kind of acute care facility to that building, whether it be Solaris or someone else. And there are a lot of community activists who are concerned about this.
Sure,
And I would
sure.
hope that the city could work with them and make some progress there.
Okay, all right. I want to go to the business development because everyone keep, you know, no matter where you're at, they bring out the development of business in Plainfield. Could it be possible that we develop industrial circle somewhere in Plainfield, like they have if you go down South Clinton? I think is that South Plainfield going towards Home Depot? You know how you go over and
Piscataway or South
Yes, let's go.
Plainfield.
Yeah, they merged.
yeah, yeah. Where could we develop a industrial circle like that? Because that's the businesses I believe that we really would need to get the city started.
I think that if you know the Front Street corridor, if you go all the way down Front Street where it almost becomes Denellen, are you
Okay,
familiar
yes, yes,
with
yes, yes, yes.
the old Mac?
Well,
It used to be
20
Mac
years.
Motors
Right,
many,
right.
many, many years ago.
Okay.
For those of us who grew up in
Going,
Plainfield,
going, going down towards Rock.
going down toward, and past Rock as well, going
Okay.
into Denellen. There is really wasted space in terms of development, and now that we are trying, now that there's a possibility of companies coming in to do green industry,
Sure.
what we need is development that will give people jobs, not just development. I mean, housing is wonderful.
Sure.
But we need some development that actually helps employ local people in Plainfield.
And what would any of you guys suggest that be?
Well, it's hard to give an answer to that because, see, I believe before you can do economic development in town, you've got to make the town attractive to people to come in here. And one of the things is to deal with crime and safety issues around here, and to deal with an environment that would allow business to feel comfortable with being in here. You know, for the longest time, that I've only been here since '92, so I'm the baby probably of everybody. But there's been many opportunities where people have wanted to come down here, and for one reason or another, and we can only speculate, you know, it didn't happen. Like,
Sure.
for example, the senior center was, at one time, someone offered to build that for free. It didn't happen. Downtown, we put a county building downtown, gave them a 30-year tax abatement, so we get no school tax from that, we get no county tax from that. So how we think about doing economic development is an important thing because the opportunities were there and we blew it. Going back even to the beginning when we gave away, you know, our rights to the sewer, you know, that was a major revenue source that come in here. So, I mean, if we're going to talk about economic development, first we got to have people here that really understand what it means, and it doesn't mean giving away tax abatements forever. You've got to create a favorable environment around here for business to come in, and I truly believe you got to do it on the private side. The idea of having, you know, the municipality being the #1 employer around here, I don't think that really works because every time you hire one person, that means your taxes go up.
Sure, without a doubt.
So, you know, there's a balance, that you have
But
to
there's a
strike between
need to
that.
hire those people only because in a suburban city like this right here, it depends on the constituents in the city to pinch in, and they need to actively be involved in the removal of garbage and things like. In other words, if you have garbage on your ground on your street, you need to pick it up. This isn't a city where like a big flowing city where we got big business buildings and you got garbage trucks running all day long. You know?
It's just go back to, you know, the values that you have, you know. Mom and Dad taught you to pick up after yourself when
Sure.
you threw something down. And yeah, we're on that cusp between, you know, being big and little, but we still need to go back to it where everybody's got to help. because the pot of money that we have to do things around here isn't that large. And
Sure.
if we wanna increase things around here, that means you have to pay more. So, you know, as much as it sounds good that we should just go out and the city should go ahead and spur this growth and pay for it, it means we're paying for it.
Exactly.
I just want to clarify one thing, and that is, I'm suggesting that we do have private investment in Plainfield. I wasn't suggesting we have public investment. But I think we need to do that in combination with our surrounding communities, Greenbrook and Denellen. We need to do something that's regional in terms of development, because that way we would get the support of the area to do that kind of development.
But will a Green Book or Denellen
Yes,
at this point of challenge, let's just call it point of challenge,
Because
are they willing to work with us
I
at this
think we
time?
need to find out whether that's doable. I mean, you don't know the answer unless you try to pursue it.
Because people normally work with those that's already, you know,
Well, I think
in gear, you know, if nothing else, just out there, they see you doing something, you know.
We haven't tried it.
Right.
And I want to correct just one thing, Tom. Every year, the city gets a huge payment from PMUA for the leasing of the sewer system. In fact, we're getting ready to pay them at the beginning of June, $1.6 million for the leasing
No,
of the
I
sewer
was
system.
speaking about in 1994, I believe, that we owned the rights to the sewer system for the surrounding communities around here. We were due $20 million back then. We settled for $18 million, which was supposed to go to economic development, which we pissed off balancing the budget and lost that opportunity. And we lost one of the greatest revenue streams that existed in Plainfield, getting money from the surrounding communities. And decisions like that can't be made anymore if we want to do real economic development.
Okay. Anyone wants to pick
Well,
up
I
that?
don't think you can disagree that we can't afford to make decisions that work against us economically.
Sure.
But I do think that we need to have fresh thinking in terms of what we can do going forward. We just absolutely need to try to develop ratables. And as much as I said before, it's good to have new housing coming into Plainfield, that is not the simple answer.
Yes.
I agree with you 100% on that.
I would also like to follow up on the fact that we need to cooperate with the surrounding communities.
Sure.
Plainfield is not isolated.
Without a doubt, no, I don't think.
Without a doubt. And in order to do it intelligently, we need to be talking with the people around us.
Okay, and if we did that, what would be the business that we would develop with these other communities at this time? Anyone have anything on the table?
Operating in a vacuum, because a lot of us can't really make those decisions until we're in that position and you get to
Okay.
see more of the big picture. I mean, Plainfield has beautiful Victorian houses around here.
Yes.
I mean, if you go to other communities around here, I mean, we're sitting in between two major industrial areas, so we're not gonna be able to compete with what's on 22 and what's in South Plainfield.
That's true.
But it's a Victorian town, so off the top of my head, I'm thinking, why can't we maximize on that? We could have nice ice cream parlors, we could have antique stores, we can have all these custom things that support an antique
but these
type
stores
environment
here
that would draw people
from the
in-
other communities into it.
right?
Okay.
I mean, because we go out to Macy's or
Sure.
somewhere to shop, but, so take advantage of the Victorian history that we have here and maybe develop something around that that would be unique, that would draw people in. I mean, we have, like, one of my neighbors down the street, he does, Bill Santaluli, he does renovations for historic homes.
Sure.
And that's a unique art that, you know, you can't go to the next town and find a craftsman that does that.
Sure.
And that draws, you know, some people to come in here and use his resource. So the town should maximize some of those things as well. I mean, that's a vision that I thought of, like I said, in absence of actually being there. But you want to capitalize on what you have here that you can offer that would make you unique to attract people, and not try and, you know, compete with something that's been well established already.
But I think that we still need some kind of industrial circle
Industrial.
here,
Yeah, we need ratables that are real
and
ratables.
to get people to really want to drag a truck. Let's just put it that way: drag a truck from 22, cross 22 into Plainfield when you got North Plainfield sitting right on 22, and you got South Plainfield and Piscataway sitting on 70. I mean on 287. What can we do to get them to say, "Hey, we're going to come here in the middle"? What you know, is there anything that we can do to offer some kind of incentive to businesses that would come? Because we need Something.
We can offer incentives to business, but as I said before, we need to take, I think, a more regional approach to development, particularly along that Front Street corridor. And everyone is talking about green industry. We need to try to attract clean green industry or other industries that might be conducive to coming to a community like Plainfield. We have a lot of people here who want to work.
Sure.
We definitely have the bodies, and we have the expertise in the areas in terms of management. We have people here who are like from the bottom rung of educational level all the way up to the top.
Sure.
There's no reason why we can't have industries here. And I don't mean you have to have 100 of them. We're just trying to develop part of our readables in this city.
And I would say this right here, 2 minutes